You are listening to Chilean Spanish for Beginners, the podcast that helps you to speak Chilean Spanish from scratch. ¡Empecemos, po! Hola, hola, ¿cómo estáis? Welcome to this first episode of Chilean Spanish for Beginners, a podcast from Español Casi Perfecto. Me llamo Natalia, and I'm the host of this podcast for Spanish learners who are learning Spanish from scratch. And in this first episode, we're going to talk about the basic differences between Chilean Spanish and Spanish from Spain and Latin America, in use of pronouns, some verbs, and a little bit of pronunciation. It will help you a lot to start listening from the first day how we Chileans really speak. So, it will be easier for you to understand us in real situations. And over time, you will realize that we don't speak as fast as you've been told. It's important that you listen, but also you repeat the Spanish sentences after me to ensure your progress. Ahora sí, empecemos, po. First things first, in Chile, and not even in Latin America, we never ever use the pronoun vosotros. Let's see an example with personal pronouns. Yo, I, tú, you, él, he, ella, she, nosotros, we, vosotros. What? Wait. You don't even need to put it in your list of conjugations, since in Chile we replace it with the pronoun ustedes. So, when you start listening your first Spanish verbs, you're only going to use these pronouns. Yo, I, tú, you, él, he, ella, she, nosotros o nosotras, we, ustedes, you, ellos o ellas, they. See? Now you have one less task to learn. Let's move on to second place. Of the 3 points we will talk about today, this is the only one that has an informal connotation, and that is, when Chileans are in confidence with you, we change a little bit the conjugation of the singular pronoun tú, whenever we use the present tense, only with the present tense. Instead of ¿cómo estás? In English is how are you or how are you doing? We say ¿cómo estáis? So, at the end of the verb estás, we replace that es with a vowel I. Estáis instead estás. Let's practice with 3 verbs: querer, poder, y tener. Instead of tú tienes, you have, we say tú tení. Instead of tú puedes, you can, we say tú podí. Instead of tú quieres, you want, we say tú querí. Now is your turn. I'm going to say some phrases in Spanish, and you're going to say them like a Chilean. You want in Spanish is tú quieres. Tú quieres. But in Chilean Spanish, it would be very good. Tú querí. You want? Tú querí. Tú querí. Let's go with the next one. You can in Spanish is tú puedes. Tú puedes. But in Chilean Spanish, it would be you rock. Tú podí. You can is tú podí. Tú podí. Let's go with the last phrase. You have in Spanish is tú tienes. Tú tienes. But in Chilean Spanish, it would be you got it. Tú tení. You have is tú tení. Tú tení. Let's review these 3 verbs in the second person singular. Tú. Tú querí you want, tú podí, you can, tú tení, you have. It doesn't matter if for now these verbs are too difficult for you. We will have many chances to use them. Today's goal is for you to be able to recognize what we Chileans sound like when we speak Spanish. Remember, this way of conjugating verbs is a friendly way of talking to people we trust in informal situations. In no case it is a rude way, but I suggest you not to use it in formal situations. Please. And lastly, we're going to look at a key point in the pronunciation of Chileans, and that is the letter S, la S. And here you should know that Chileans in some cases aspirate the letter S instead of sounding S. It sounds like as if you were inhaling air.
What?
It is very important that you know that the letter S for us is a slight aspiration and not a total suppression of the sound. And we usually do at the end of the words. Let's see some examples. First, I'm going to tell you the words in general Spanish and then how it sounds in Chile. First word, eyes. In Spanish, it sounds like ojos, but in Chile, it will sound like ojo. Second word, hands. In Spanish, it sounds like manos, but in Chile, it would sound like mano. Last word, ears. In Spanish, it sounds like orejas, but in Chile, it would sound like oreja. Now is your turn. Repeat after me these 3 words as if you were a Chilean. Hands. You got it. Mano, mano. Eyes. Ojo. Great. Ojo. Ears. Oreja. Oreja. You did it. Very good. Finally, let me tell you something. This is not about speaking good or bad Spanish, but about helping you from day one to become familiar with the Spanish we speak in Chile. So, step by step, you can communicate with the family of your Chilean pololo or polola. Or also if you are thinking of coming to live in Chile. And that's all for today, my dear student. If you liked this episode, please don't forget to give it 5-star in your favorite podcast app and subscribe so you don't miss new episodes. This way, you help me to reach more people like you who want to learn Chilean Spanish from scratch. Que estés bien. Hasta la próxima. Chao, chao.